Classic League Podcast time! Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 301 of the Classic League Podcast. My name is Scott. I've got Kevin with me. Kevin, what?
Hello.
How you doing,
sorry,
man?
I jumped on you. Hello, I'm too excited. Hi, everybody.
Deja vu. I botched the last episode recording, so we've already tried to record episode 301. But we are not re-recording episode 301. We have scrapped basically all that news, and it's a ghost episode. So if you're curious,
one of the famous lost episodes.
It was not entirely lost. So here's what we're going to do. I'm not going to put it out on the audio feed, but if you are curious, I will put a link in the description of this episode. I will leave it unlisted. So if you do want to check it out, go to the description of the podcast, both on YouTube or wherever you download it on your phone or whatever. I'll have it there available. So if you do want to listen, essentially it's the intro music of the show that's starting soon for for YouTube and Twitch or whatever.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
yes.
the remix one, the DJ Cutman one. That's the remix of what's playing right now. But it was an entire episode with the music slightly too loud, and it was just that 1 3-minute song for 2 hours or whatever. So if you want to put yourself through that, we'll make it available.
If you want to hear it, you got to go to patreon.com/classiclead. That's L337. It's a $20 tier.
Okay.
Canadian.
So basically free.
Yeah.
We
that's a lie. We don't have that.
Yeah, we do not have Patreon. But yeah, this is a video game podcast. We're going to talk about video games. We got some new news to talk about. We're going to get to some listener feedback from Damez. Always sends some good stuff. And it's a little bit of, I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily controversial, but IGN put out a top 100 games of all time list, so we're gonna pick through that and give some.
We're gonna go through all 100 games and have a thorough discussion about every single game there.
Yeah. Please,
it's gonna be a 17-hour podcast.
Kevin's new. Please understand his sarcasm.
No, we'll probably talk about the top 10 ones.
Yeah, top 10. There were a couple I was happy to see as I was scrolling through. So,
yeah.
Cool. I guess we don't really have any announcements at this time, so I guess, I
could say that Trudeau's Prime Minister in Canada, because I'm Canadian.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Nothing changed, so that's all we'll say. I'm just saying. It's something new, something else, something big that happened.
And you guys cares. I will bring this back. You guys did have Thanksgiving.
We did, yes.
A couple weeks ago.
It was delicious.
Yeah, I've never. Every time I see photos of Canadian Thanksgiving cuisine, it seems like exactly what we have here.
It is. It's exactly the same thing.
Okay.
Turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, the likes.
Yep.
We don't have a Macy's Day Parade though. I don't really know what that is. I just know of it from a Green Day song.
It's a department store.
Well, I know that part.
Okay.
I just never. It's like has the balloons and all that jazz.
I don't get the point of it. I've never been one to watch it, but it's a big part of what a lot of people
it looks
like to
so
do.
cool. And then I get that confused with Macy Gray, who sings that "I try to say goodnight." The name Macy Gray Parade.
Oh my god, that song.
She was also in Spider-Man, the first Sam Raimi movie.
Oh yeah,
she was. Yeah, I don't know why, but she's there.
Hey, I saw the Spider-Man Far From Home. The new one. I liked it.
It was great.
Yeah, but I liked the Andrew Garfield one too. So
yeah.
But I don't really like the Sam Raimi ones at all.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I just finished watching for our October Spooktober. Those weren't words. For the Halloween month, October. That's where we are. This has nothing to do with it. But Ash versus Evil Dead. Ever watch it? Ever watch Evil Dead?
No.
Evil Dead. You never watched Evil Dead, the movie?
No, I know of it. That's got the Necronomicon or whatever, and the chainsaw stuff, and the B movie. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I probably have in memes. I've probably seen it beginning to end by now.
You remember the show Reboot, that Canadian computer generated show?
I know of it. I think it was a little after. I think I was done watching Disney
Okay, first off, it's white TV, not Disney. Second off, it is a fantastic show.
I'm just saying it was animated and at a certain
It was the
age.
first, like one of the first CGI shows on television. 3D modeled. Her name is Dot Matrix.
That's a good name.
Get it?
That's a good
right?
name.
Isn't that amazing?
He should. Did,
Anyways.
did they ever call her Dottie?
I don't know if they did. I don't think so.
That's a
It was only
miss.
Dot.
Yeah.
Anyways, they did an episode of reboot of Evil Dead, which I didn't understand at the time, but now I do.
Very cool.
Where they're running away from him, he's like groovy. Anyways, I just watched Ash vs. Evil Dead season 3. It's on Netflix. It is one of the best, goriest shows I've ever seen. It got canceled, unfortunately.
Okay.
And Bruce Campbell said he's retiring the character, but he's also said this before, where he's not going to play Ash anymore.
Sure.
Check it out. The second season has a scene where he's fighting a corpse who's a demon.
Okay.
And he goes up the corpse's butthole, and the corpse's like thing is in front of his face, and he fights the corpse from inside his butthole. In the third season, he's at a sperm bank.
Okay.
And he's more grossed out at the sperm being shot at him than the blood all over the place. It's amazing.
Okay.
So
you've unsold me on it.
It's one of the greatest shows I've ever seen, and it's hard to watch it at work because I'm like, blood.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, it was only 3 seasons. But yeah, check it out.
Cool.
So good,
Cool.
especially for our October Ween or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I have to watch something spooky coming up. Yeah. Well,
I've been watching everything with. I've been watching a bunch of scary movies with my wife. For the last couple of weekends, we watched Shaun of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, The Fly. We tried watching Carrie, but then we got the 2016, or there was a remake.
Yeah.
So we kept getting that one, and I'm like, I don't want that one. I want the original one. They're all gonna laugh for you, like that one.
Mm-hmm.
This weekend we're gonna watch A Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th.
Nice.
That's the plan, anyways. And The Shining. I mean, The Shining. So we're gonna watch all those Simpsons reference.
Just watched all your Simpsons references will go over my head.
I know, it's really painful.
The best joke I ever heard in The Simpsons was the episode where Homer has a horse, and he tries to take it to the tracks to race it, and he's in the parking lot, and
Spanish Flea? No,
I don't know. Homer's in the parking lot with the horse, and some guy in the parking lot's talking shit to Homer, and he's like, could that horse even run around the track? And Homer goes, I don't know, he ran all the way here. And it just cracked me up that to get the horse to the race, Homer...
Oh, that sounds like a newer season. Did the horse have like tie-dye colors?
I was a white horse.
Yeah. They try to make him cool looking by like dyeing him leather jacket. That's the later seasons. That's not cool, man.
I've only seen that episode once. It's the hardest I've ever laughed at a Simpsons joke.
Oh, you should watch the classic. We're also watching the Treehouse of Horrors, all of them. I missed this last Sunday's one, which has Stranger Things in it.
I just don't think I'll like The Simpsons if I go back and watch them.
That's fair. I mean, I literally grew up with the show, so like it's literally my childhood. It made me who I am.
Then I'll try to not be too disparaging and reference. No. Maybe to troll you, all I'll do is watch new season stuff. I'll just start watching it, but I'll act like that's just.
Yeah, I have no shame. I'll still watch it.
Okay.
I know you and Dustin watched Cabin in the Woods and really liked it, right?
Yeah, I loved that movie. I was surprised.
I gotta watch it again. I think I was in my different mindset at the time. I didn't enjoy it. I really didn't enjoy it, which is surprising.
Yeah,
maybe I gotta give it another shot.
Maybe take a different perspective to it.
Yeah.
Like I knew that it was poking fun in it. I knew that it did some silly stuff, and I knew that it played into tropes intentionally. So I guess I was primed for it, and
I don't know why I didn't like it. I think I was just being a shithead. I do that a lot. I just become a shithead, not like whatever's popular, just because it's popular. I'm like, oh, fuck that noise, and then I'm like, it's good.
Was it popular? It was just my brother's a big horror guy, and he recommended it. He loved it.
It's a cult following, popular, I'd say.
Okay.
Or I'm lying. I don't know. I lie a lot too. What the hell do I
know? Canadians too honest. Yeah, I do have. Well, I guess we'll talk about games here in just a second. I do want to mention.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I have queued right now is Young Frankenstein. The
Mel
Mel
Brooks
Brooks
one?
one. Yeah, I watch that every year
Nice.
while I hand out Halloween candy. And Trick or Treat falls on Halloween this year for us because in my town it's always on
Try
Thursday.
that again.
In
Trick or
my
treat
home,
falls on Halloween.
yeah, this used to make Dustin's like veins bulge in his forehead. In my town, they always do Trick or Treat on a Thursday that is around Halloween.
Really?
Yeah, which actually I really like.
So it's not on Halloween. They do it like
So
the
so
night
it
before.
happens to fall on Halloween this year because it's Halloween's on a Thursday, but normally it could be on the
I don't. Hold
26th.
on. I'm very. Speak to me like a 5-year-old. I don't understand this concept. What does that mean? Trick or treat on a Thursday.
Okay, so
Pretend like I'm an idiot. Done. Haha. Everyone laughs. Go on.
so we don't always do trick or treat. Oh wait, okay. Do you have trick or treat on Halloween in Canada?
I didn't know there was a difference. Halloween is trick or treating.
Okay,
On
so
Halloween night, we go trick or treating.
okay, so my hometown treats it like it needs to happen on a Thursday, regardless of the date.
Oh, that's so. That's a Christmas gift
It,
sharing
it,
on
it
like a
works like the
Tuesday.
way, like for I don't know, is Canadian Thanksgiving always on Monday?
Mm,
Oh,
maybe I think so.
what was this year? Like so,
Yeah, maybe it is.
Thanksgiving in America is always on a Thursday, so the date
Okay.
in November shifts. Our trick or treat does that. It always happens on a Thursday.
Wow, I've never heard of that as a separate entity of Halloween.
Yeah, no one that I've ever mentioned it to has ever heard of it.
Like you're using trick or treat as a verb, like
It's something you
as
go
a
do. Like
yeah,
Halloween
it's
is like the 4th of July. You light fireworks off on the 4th of July.
yeah.
We just light fireworks off on the 1st sometimes.
Wow, that's bizarre.
I,
What town is this? Crazy Town?
yeah, but the thing is, it's awesome, dude. I love it.
Why though? Wouldn't you rather have trick or
Fuck,
treat, as
no.
you say, on a Friday?
As someone that hands out candy, absolutely not. No, I like that it's a Thursday. It doesn't interfere
Okay.
with my social plans.
All right.
Thursdays I can count on. It never happens on Sunday evening. It never happens Saturday evening. It's awesome.
So even if Halloween lands on a Saturday, you guys still do it on a Thursday.
The
Trick or
Thursday
treat.
before,
So-
yeah.
So what the hell happens on Halloween day?
If it's on a Saturday, like adult parties,
Oh,
and it's fucking
yeah.
awesome.
I haven't been to a party in 6 years.
Come down to Finley, and I'm going to a party Saturday. I'm gonna be. I haven't worn this costume in a while, and I've never worn it around these friends. I'm gonna be Billy Mays,
The cleaning
the
guy?
OxyClean guy that
Yeah, nice.
died from a cocaine overdose. But I paint a beard on, and I like slick my hair, and like my build works for it perfectly.
Nice.
I did it the year he died, and it was a big hit. So I think I think it'll be a big hit again. So all right, let's talk about games,
gonna
man.
be-
Unless what are you gonna be?
I was gonna say I'm gonna be the same thing I've been for the last 6 years for Halloween,
Dad?
which is fat Batman. No, I bought a Batman costume for a photo shoot when I used to do photography like 10 years ago,
Okay.
and it was $130. So I made sure to like use it for any circumcision, any circumstances that I can use a Batman costume in.
Hey,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
for the circumcision? Right? Let's
Look.
have a fucking party. That's
Video
Woo!
games.
I'm Batman. That's funny. Okay,
I'm a
we
little
could
joke.
get way too blue with that, so we'll move on. So let's related to video games. I did kind of want to talk about this a little bit.
Okay.
Mostly, I wanted to ask if there was a toy that you would hunt for 20 years. But Nintendo had these like little mini games. We talked because I screwed up the last episode. This little like kind of pinball thing, but I didn't ask this question. But anyways, there was 50 of these little games made by Nintendo. These little handheld marble type games. They weren't video games. And this guy spent 20 years searching for this one particular one and found it, which is cool. He almost has a complete collection. Clearly, they weren't very popular because he took 20 years to find one of them, and he still is not complete. I was expecting in the article for him to be like, After 20 years, he completed his collection, but it's like after 20 years, he only has one more to go. I'm like, what?
So, are there reprints of this thing? Do you think? Because there's three in the photo right there.
I think they're just like the little plastic toys, aren't they?
I don't know.
So there wouldn't be reprints. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you can like remake old toys.
Oh yeah, if
now,
they like reissue
right?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there are. They would probably sell well.
Huh. I mean, would you buy a reissued version of it? I
No.
would.
If it
You
was,
wouldn't?
I wouldn't go out of my way for it. Let's say that
Well, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't shipping and handling. Fuck that noise. But
if I'm at the grocery store and like if this was sold exactly how these things were intended to be sold,
yeah,
like it's a point of purchase next to the deck of cards and bubble gum and lighters at the checkout at the supermarket, and it was $3.99. Yes, probably. Because I have stupid knickknacks on my coffee table. I've got a Euler disc. Have you seen those?
I don't know what that is.
It's a disc that spins for a long time. That's it.
Okay.
It's just neat because it spins for a long time.
Is it like a dreidel? Like you spin it like Inception style?
Yeah. No, it's more like a quarter, but it just, a quarter will spin and then like wobble down.
Yeah,
It just stays wobbling for minutes instead of.
Wow, hours of fun.
Yeah, but it's neat. It gets a good rise, and I have a little thumb piano thing that
Oh, I remember those.
I forget the name of them.
Was it like candy in there or something?
No, just this little like wooden block, but it's always in key, so anybody can pick it up and that plays with it. It sounds musical.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
it's neat to have. So I would definitely have like a Nintendo actual physical toy if it was.
Yeah.
So
I love those little things. So I'm a sucker for collectibles like this.
yeah, So what would be? I think last time in the last episode you had mentioned the tiger stuff, like little tiger games and whatnot.
Yeah. So last time I said I want to own the Tiger Electronics system portable games. Like I had Sonic 3, which is just the 3D running sphere game.
Yeah.
And I also think I mentioned, which I guess I'm saying I mentioned because it never happened. That oh shit, what the hell is it called? That LED game that you look at it.
Yeah, you even
R Zone.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was an old system. I had a Batman game, and Ruri and I, Rooster, my old co-host, I believe we destroyed it because we're assholes. We don't appreciate, gifts.
Yeah.
We play. Yeah, it's called the R Zone. I just looked it up. It was a stupid. Okay, so everyone listening, it's that how Tiger Electronic Games was like not I said this last time LED LCD. What is it?
LCD,
the old school
little
LCD.
Yeah.
So think of it like that, but think of it of the colors of the Virtual Boy. It was red and black, but instead of holding it in your hand like a portable system, it projected. You wore the stupid like 90s headband that had this stupid device sticking over your eye, like I don't know. Think of someone who has like a projector over their eye. And you would play the game by looking at the reflection. And you had this very unnecessarily big controller with more buttons than you need to play Batman. And I want to own this thing again. I'm sure my sister bought it from Zellers, which is our Canadian Walmart or whatever.
Okay.
That's no longer exists either, but I'm sure she bought it from there for like $20. But I want it so badly. Actually, how much is that going for? I'm going to buy that shit right now.
Yeah, go to Kijiji or whatever you guys have. What is there a toy that always eluded you that you really wanted?
A toy?
Yeah, like this kind of eluded this guy, this physical toy. Like, was there a G.I. Joe vehicle or like?
No, I always wanted a not a creepy crawler machine, but the guy who makes stuff that you can eat. It's the easy bake oven for boys.
Oh, okay.
Dr. something Stein. Finkelstein.
My brother had one, but it didn't make edibles. It made
it was edible. I forgot what it's called though. It was in the 90s.
It made like candy stuff, didn't it?
Yeah,
It
was like brain.
Yeah, it wasn't like brownies. It was like Smarties or Sweet Tart stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Like very sugary pixie sticks and all that kind of. Like,
yeah, and it was like a lab, like a Frankenstein lab. Yeah,
we had to have that. Either a friend did or my brother did. That was cool, man. I really enjoyed those toys. I always, just because of the ads in magazines, always wanted the handheld TurboGrafx 16 with the TV antenna ears.
I don't think I've seen that.
There was a yeah, I forget the name of it. The Turbo, but it was a Game Boy, but it was a TurboGrafx 16 version.
It was like a
And
small TV, like a portable television.
but you could add into the card slot bunny ears that or rabbit ears that would let you pick up terrestrial radio.
Huh.
And I just thought, based on the commercials and the magazine ads, it was the most amazing thing ever. I doubt that the screen was that good. I doubt the reception was that good. But in my mind, it worked the way that smartphones work for us now. And I really, really saw it after that.
I remember thinking how crazy the idea was to be able to watch TV on a bus. And when I first got my iPod video, I downloaded videos on it. And the one video I remember watching over and over and over again was the trailer for the Simpsons movie.
Oh,
It was
yeah?
a 3-minute commercial, like trailer, that I downloaded on my iPod because I didn't know what else to put on there. And I just
Yeah.
watched it on my way to like school or work or I was doing.
That's cool. That's
It
funny.
was such a like a cool, like, wow, I'm watching a video on the bus.
Yeah.
It's great. It's like when you first use a phone outside of your house, like a cordless phone. You're like,
Oh.
I'm in my backyard, buddy.
Dude, that was something else when you were on a cordless phone. Oh, man. And then when you got to upgrade to the 900 megahertz ones.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, there was I convinced my parents to get this VTech one because it was. Did you ever have any of those VTech like kids games that plugged into your TV?
Yeah, yeah. I had the little laptop one.
I had it was just like a art pad. It wasn't like mine wasn't. It just was like a canvas screen. It sucked, but I was like, oh, hey, I like that thing. VTech's all right, and that
Yeah,
phone
I could
we
play
had forever.
Breakout on it or Breakout.
Oh man, that was way better than what I had. The best game on the VTech drawing pad was a dinosaur that you could like color Mario Paint style.
Oh, nice. Well, mine was black and white as well.
I still would have taken it. It
But
was
I
really
remember,
garbage.
I remember my VTech. You press letters and it would like talk with it. So it'd be like A, Apple, B.
Oh, cool.
But it was smart. So if you went like F, umpire. So instead of going like, so it knew what you're doing.
Yeah.
You press FU. And so Rui and I would always be like, A, S, S, B, U, T, T, F, umpire. I'm like, oh, you're so smart. You knew I was trying to say FU.
I we didn't have one of the speaking spells, but there was those things that you could manipulate as well called speaking spells here.
Yeah, yeah.
I just remember seeing those. We never had one of those.
So I found the R Zone on eBay for $70.
Oh, that's too bad.
Bite me. It's from 1996. And I found the name of that creepy crawler machine called Dr. Dreadful. That's what it was.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that was cool stuff. They still have the easy bake ovens and all that, don't they?
I remember my dad bought me an easy bake blender. And I made so much chocolate milk. I was such a fat, disgusting kid. I don't know how my mom looked at me.
Chocolate milk is so good.
Oh, it was so good. And put the blender was like slow, and I used to put the powder in there and all that. I'm like riding the Dangerfield. Oh, when I came out, the doctor slapped my mom or whatever he says.
So yeah, next up, League of Legends is coming to consoles and phones. You gonna try it?
Lol. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm a huge phone guy player thing. I don't know if you are. I know a lot of people are not big fans of it. I've always been an advocate for phone games, mobile games, especially indie developers
You have.
like Orange Pixel. What? They were the first people who gave me. That's the way I looked at it. So when I first reviewed games, one of the first games I had to review was a game called Zombie Ball, and these independent guys said to me, "Hell yeah, you can review this game, and we'll give it to you for free." And I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm gonna give you a 10 out of 10, no matter what the game is."
I can be bought.
But ever since then, I was like, these guys are giving me a chance. I want to give them a chance, and
Sure.
I fell in love with mobile games. But games specifically made for mobile, like Sonic the Hedgehog, is a game I've purchased a billion times on anything. I bought it on the iPod Video that I just spoke about because it worked. Because the iPod Video had the dial in the middle and the button in the middle. So Sonic, you need one button, works great. You just right, left, and jump. That's it. Works beautifully on the phone. But a game like, they had Devil May Cry on the iPhone.
I could see that being,
bad.
yeah, I could see that being a real challenge.
They had a bunch of games on the phone where just the controls are just everywhere, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I
Hey,
can't look at this. I can't play this.
sorry to jump in. One I just installed that did surprisingly well so far was
Yeah,
Chrono Trigger. They redid the Chrono Trigger
yeah,
Android port, and
yeah.
it was actually the on-screen controls. They didn't have like a UI laid over it, but I was actually surprised. I haven't gotten into like active time battles yet, but
See, but that's the thing. Chrono Trigger and any of the RPG games are like single button presses.
yeah,
So if you have an emulator like I do, and you have a game like Super Mario Brothers 3 on it, you can't press A and B at the same time. So you
yeah. So
can't run and jump,
which is
right?
the best feeling of that entire series.
Yes. So if
So
you can't do that, a lot of jumps you can't make. But for single pressing games like RPGs and like Sonic and whatnot, it works beautifully. And also unless the games are made around it. So this League of Legend one sounds like it has the mobile version in mind for it.
yeah,
But I can imagine the UI being incredibly like crowded.
yeah. I've talked about my buddy Matt before that used to live in Pittsburgh and lives in Seattle now, and he's the one that got me into like Heroes of the Storm and whatnot. And I did play a little bit of League of Legends. I would anticipate that. I don't know how much I'll actually like it. I got to give it a try though, because why
See,
not?
and that's the thing.
I
Like
really liked. I
Call
guess
of
I liked Heroes of the Storm, and they took some of the things away from League of Legends that I didn't like about League of Legends, like last hitting and stuff like that. And the item shops got a little more complicated. That seemed a little easier in Heroes for me.
See, like Call of Duty, they just came out with a Call of Duty version on the phone, Call of Duty Mobile, and I've heard it's very good. I have zero interest, so it's maybe I'm to blame. I'm playing Crypto Necrodancer on the iPhone, and it works well. I
That's
heard Stardew
amazing.
Valley is good on the iPhone.
That's impressive because that's you got to be pretty accurate with the controls on Crypt of the Necrodancer. So that's
The
cool.
swipe controls actually work better now.
Oh yeah.
I know last time I said I used a D-pad, but I switched over to the swipes,
Okay.
and it actually feels a lot more better. It sucks though. I got a new Bluetooth headset, and I think there's like a lag. I'm new to this whole wire. When I'm playing the game, there's a lag
There's supposed to
from the
be a
music from my swipes.
but there's supposed to be a calibration section in the menus of Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Oh yeah, you're right. Maybe I got
So
it.
go
I
recalibrate
calibrated
it.
from my. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that.
Also,
Is League of Legends free?
yes.
Okay.
And it's a MOBA. If you don't know, where you're little guys and you go down lanes and try to kill the other people's base. But Riot also is. We don't really have anything in the news, but while it's on the topic, we should mention they're coming out with some new games, like a first-person shooter kind of game. And
Riot's who makes League of Legends?
yes, it's a big deal.
Okay. Yeah.
Like worldwide, they might have the most players of any game in the world, League of Legends. Even though
I know Rooster still plays it.
it's a big deal. But so
Yeah.
Riot is this behemoth that's I think wholly owned by Tencent or one of those Chinese companies, and but they're now coming out with like a fighting game, which sounds really cool, and like a first person shooter that I don't know. I don't think it is like an Apex Legends or a Fortnite or PUBG or anything like that. I think it's going to be closer to a Hearthstone, an Overwatch, or a Team
Okay.
Fortress. So that's exciting. I mean, for big league players, and Riot's a massive company, and I've heard other podcasts talk about them routinely developing games and canceling them. They only have one game, so the fact that they have announced several is kind of cool.
Didn't they do like a walkout or something? Riot Games.
Yeah, they were one of the people that Kotaku or somebody had a big expose on working conditions and crunch and all that stuff, and I think they also had like sexual harassment stuff or whatever.
I think that's what it was.
So
And that confused me because I read it on Twitter. I'm like, oh my god, a Riot. Oh, that's the game company.
oh yeah,
Oh
no.
my god, look what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People were rioting, and now they're just walking away from it. That's weird, just like that. But yeah, it's just interesting, just because for one, they've made one giant game for a long time, and now they're making more.
Yeah, that's good.
So I'm going to save the IGN top stuff for the last bit. So what was Reggie saying about the Wii U?
So I thought this was hilarious when I saw this today. Okay, so I don't know if you and Dustin covered the fact that Reggie retired
Yes.
from
Oh,
Nintendo.
I think. Well, we
And
may
then,
have. I was aware of it. I don't remember if we
yeah,
covered it or not.
I don't know if you guys actually covered it, but yeah. So that, and then funny enough, the guy who's now the CEO or president, what was Reggie?
He
President, vice president?
he
What
was
was
the
he?
president of Nintendo of America.
Yeah, and now that guy became Bowser, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah,
Everyone, of
yeah,
course, thought it was hilarious.
Doug Bowser. That's
Um,
funny.
did you see the photo when he announced himself as like the new CEO, whatever? In the background, it was like Mario and Luigi tied up with GameCube controllers.
Oh no, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it was great. Anyways, so Reggie says that I want to say this correctly. Reggie calls Wii U a failure forward because it led to a Switch. So a failure forward. That's my life in a nutshell. I don't know. What do you think about that? It's like he said we meant to do that.
No, it sounds like it all worked out. Not every. I mean, he's right. It's an accurate like statement.
It is, but that's such a weird way to say it.
Not, it's just a spin. It's just a spin. It's a flowery way to say we failed,
We
but
failed and we learned from
but
our
it wasn't for
failure.
nothing. And
What do you think they should have called the Wii U? I always felt like the Wii U was the one of the issues with that console.
if you were gonna stick with the name Wii, the Super Wii was what you had to
Yes.
do.
Oh my God, that's what I fucking said. I believe that's what everyone said.
So yeah, that's not we're not like we're in a majority there, but that's the only if you had to keep the Wii, that was the only one that made sense.
Because that was the logical step. Because the Wii U always sounded like an extension of the Wii,
Yes.
and it wasn't. And it was actually a
Yeah,
way better console than the Wii.
I had my cousin who is a diehard Nintendo fan was confused. He's not. He just buys he plays all the Nintendo games. If it's Zelda, he's playing it and he plays it a lot, and Mario, but he doesn't follow Nintendo news the way that you and I do.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, it's just like a controller for the Wii, right? And I'm like, no, it's a new system. And so if someone that's going to buy all your big releases blindly, no matter what, doesn't understand what product you just announced, you clearly made a big mistake. But I think failure forward is a very polite way of admitting a failure. But to be fair, a lot of the
I think it's cute.
a lot of the R&D though, did pave the way. The Switch is awesome, and I like the Wii U a lot. Like, to me, it wasn't a failure because I played a lot of the Wii U. I saw the credits of a lot of games.
Yep.
I was
Bayonetta 2, Pikmin, Mario Kart 8, Breath of the Wild, like Super Mario 3D World? Yeah. Smash Brothers.
Yeah, World. Donkey Kong Country. The Tropical Freeze.
It was backwards compatible with the Wii games, existing when Wii controls work on it.
That was sweet. And I bought a lot of games on there. I don't know, it was just cool. So that's what I think about it. I think it's accurate, and it's a nice way to put a little bit of lipstick on a pig.
See, that's why he was. Nice thing, very nice. That's why he was the president. Because I would have been like, "Yeah, we fucked up. I'm sorry. We stopped supporting it halfway through. Sorry, we fucked up. But look, you have to switch. So shut up." I guess that's why I'm not the president of the Nintendo.
Yeah, that's the reason. They know that you're going to be off there. Next up, did you happen to see the new Game Boy that was announced by? Are you familiar with Analogue as a company?
I am not. No.
So they make these awesome now FPGA current consoles. So
So for someone who's completely stupid
Yeah,
out there, what does FPGA mean?
it's like field programmable gate array or something like that. But what it
Oh,
is
okay.
it's a chip uh, that you can make mimic other chips' behaviors. So what you can do with this is it's kind of like emulation, but at the hardware level, not at the software level. So you'll
Okay.
have this chip and you'll tell it to mimic running this much RAM at this speed and this CPU at this speed and this sound chip to behave this way. And it makes compatibility with old cartridges good because you would say, you would find out what the specs were for the NES and you would use those specs to tell that FPGA chip to behave like the Nintendo would, so that by all intents and purposes, it feels like you're playing it on real hardware. But what that allows you to do is then manipulate the video out signals and whatnot. So if you want a really great picture natively from your console to your TV, and you have an extensive game collection, or if you're a streamer and you want to get high res video out from cartridges, Analogue has made a regular NES, Super Nintendo, and a Genesis right now, and they output 720p or 1080p signals. They've got an interface. They've got scan lines. They have scaling options. They're real robust, but it, for all intents and purposes, isn't SNES. So,
Bro, that price.
well, they're expensive. They're awesome. They are expensive though, but because they're FPGAs, and you can tell them to behave in different ways. So the first NES version the first, God, one of them, I don't think it was the SNES, couldn't have been the NES version because that was recycled guts. One of them, maybe it was the Super Nintendo, something that they did. Maybe it was the Analog NES Mini. You could download other systems, or cores they're called. So you could run from an SD card emulated games. So the firmware in the NES system would read from the SD card and then run it through a hardware emulated version of a real NES. So you'd get a
It kind of
great.
sounds like a retro arc kind of idea.
Okay, but think about the RetroArch being actual components and not software.
Yeah.
So you get higher compatibility with it. Well, not necessarily. Either way, let you use the real carts. So the reason that I have this here is because they just came out with a new Game Boy version, which is $200. But so it'll play Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games out of the gate. They are going to release some attachments for Neo Geo, I believe, and Lynx. But the screen, I guess, is just jaw dropping.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful little device. It's slick.
The screen is an exact 10x scale, and it's got a pixel density of like 600 and something. And the new iPads and whatnot, the really high pixel density iPads, I think are in the 400s. So it's just supposed to look absolutely incredible. And because it's the hardware based version, you should have a lot of high compatibility with it. And I'm actually really excited to see what the chiptune scene does with this, because it's going to have a lot of flexibility for artists to be able to really get a lot out of the original Game Boy system in a convenient way.
Now, here's my question.
Sure.
Why would anybody spend $200 on this instead of spending $200 on Soldier Boy's portable console?
Well, nobody would. Let's.
No, but I mean, for reals though, you have like your 3DS, for example, is able to emulate downloaded NES or Game Boy games. Beautiful screen, all that. What would make this thing better? Is just because it's running on hardware?
That screen is nowhere close to as nice as this screen.
No, and I get that,
one.
but how nice of a screen do you need to play Tetris?
Okay.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, it has an SD card slot, so you can just
Yes.
so down the road, when this thing's out and there will be more cores available to download from GitHub. So now you have a super high resolution Neo Geo in your pocket. You have a Super
Okay, yeah, the
Nintendo
Neo
in your
Geo part's
pocket.
pretty sweet.
You
Yeah.
have no, you without the attachment. I'm saying you load all the ROMs onto a big SSD card, and then
Mm.
you just install the different cores for the different systems that you want. So, do you know what the Mister is?
The what? Sorry.
The Mister. It's like a.
Mm.
It's. I. I'm really down into the weeds with this fucking stuff. I'm a little over
No,
my
no,
head
it's
with
good.
it, but
No, that's fine.
I'm trying to give some comparisons to you, but I think it'd be kind of boring for me to try to go through and explain everything. But essentially, is why this would be better than a 3DS is it appears that they are going to have more cores available. So if you want a handheld Game Boy experience with an amazing screen and great build quality, and you want to play old games and have the ability to run ROMs natively, here you go. And for me, it's not. I couldn't buy it for $200.
So you plan on getting this?
No, not at all. Not even tempted in any way.
Oh, I'm surprised by that because you bought the what's it then? 8 AVS HD, whatever it's called.
Yeah, I bought the AVS, but I love playing NES games. I have a Super Game Boy. If I want to play a Game Boy game that I own, I'll throw it into my Super Nintendo and play it.
That's fair. Oh, I love the Game Boy. I just discovered the Game Boy Advance again this year. Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah, I had a Game Boy Advance that hasn't worked. I bought it like a year. No, my ex gave it to me. It never worked. It's the clamshell, the Game Boy Advance SP.
Okay.
And one day I was just like looking at it because I used to just keep it open on my desk at work and just have it there. And because it never worked, and I'm like, wait a minute, why don't I just try a new battery? So I ordered a new battery off Amazon, and it worked.
Hell yeah.
So I went on this crazy Game Boy Advance, like I must own every game because I started playing my Game Boy games like Battletoads and stuff on it, which don't even get me started. But so I was all excited. So I'm like, all right, the first game I'm going to buy is a game I've always wanted to play on Game Boy Advance. I never had one. Super Mario Brothers 3, the Game Boy Advance version.
Yeah.
So I ordered Super Mario Advance 3.
Oh
What
no.
turns out to be
That's not
Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
So I was like, and I knew about the naming thing. I was so excited. I just ordered it.
Sure.
I saw like, I went on eBay and you did like a drop down. So there's no picture that went with it. It said Super Mario Advance 3. So I just clicked on it and said order because it's like $3.
That's honestly an easy mistake, man. Isn't it? Isn't it 4?
4 is 3.
Yeah.
1 is World and no. 1 is 2.
Yeah.
Super Mario Advance 1 is 2. Super Mario Advance 2 is Super Mario World. Or something like that.
Okay. I thought 2 was one of them.
Yeah, because it would make sense for 2 to be 2, but that doesn't make sense. So World would be 1. Or no, 2 would be 1 and World would be 2. See? So yeah. So I came in and I'm all excited and I opened it up. I'm like, Yoshi's Island. I fucking hate Yoshi's Island. It's such a hard game and it's not fun.
Hey, spoiler.
I beat it just because I bought it.
Well, that Yoshi's Island is a top 50 game in that IGN list. I was like, what?
Speaking of which, let's move on to that bad boy.
Okay, we you don't want to talk about
Oh, yeah,
No More
we still
Heroes
have
and
some
Deadly
more news.
Premonition?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay.
Before I forget that, even though it was a beautiful segue.
So, by the way, that device is called the Analogue Pocket, and it's a FPGA Game Boy. Just to be super clear. Okay.
I mean, if I had the money, I get it.
If I was super rich, I would.
Yeah,
like,
I'd buy everything.
Yeah.
Kidding me?
Yeah.
My buddy at my work actually just bought the Space Invaders tabletop arcade machine.
Oh, like a cocktail one?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The colors are inverted, so the background's white and the spaceship's black.
That's probably trippy.
Yeah, so he's trying to see if he can find someone to fix the caliber or whatever that means. So, I don't know. I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I don't. I never do. No More Heroes. Deadly Premonition creators team up for a horror game. So, what was the guy? Suda51 and whoever the hell made Deadly Premonition hit Taka Swery. I'm not good at this. Have you played any of those games?
Nope.
Really? Oh, all right. So No More Heroes is a great game for the Wii, where you have a
That's a
lightsaber.
lightsaber game, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and you do you know how to recharge your lightsaber?
Is it you jerk motion like
Oh
a
yeah, you
like
jerk that shit
yeah.
until the yeah. So that was a good game that I never passed. I don't know why. I did have it, anyways, but it was good for what it was. This is like cell shaded, and Deadly Premonition is one of the worst games I've ever played, and I love it. It's like Twin Peaks
Okay.
of gaming. Um, it's such a bizarre game. I have it for PS3, and I never beat it because the game treats stuff realistically in a weird way. So I got to drive to this place, and I actually have to wait like 5 hours, not real time, but it's about half an hour for this door to open,
Okay.
and it didn't. And so I had to wait again for the store to open again. And I said, "Oh no, I'm not doing this. You out of your mind?" And then I
Yeah.
stopped playing.
That seems
But
like a
it
good
was a
reason.
good like yeah, it was a good like Twin Peaks sort of
Okay.
storyline, kind of weird, kind
That,
of odd,
I
and it's
know
supposed to be that way.
I get the feel of Twin Peaks, never watched it.
Yeah, I never watched it either, but
I
all I
get
know
it.
from it is from The
Yeah.
Simpsons. But yeah, so it's a bizarre game, and I don't know the fact that these two minds are coming together to make a new horror game. I'm down. No More Heroes isn't really a horror game, but it's trippy, and Deadly Premonition is, I guess, a horror game, but not trippy. So combine those two, it's kind of like when Kojima was teaming up with what's his face for PT,
I forget
the
who that
pup
was.
Del Toro, is it?
Oh, Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, yeah, that's the dude who makes like the monsters, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and they teamed
that's
up for PT.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So it's kind of like one of those situations where you're like, oh, let's like it's like having both your toys, and you're like, oh, make a baby. What happens when you both mix? I love that. It's a Kingdom Hearts of this, like SquareSoft and Disney meeting up, and they're like, oh, let's make a baby. We got Sora. I'm like, I'm down for it. Any kind of mixes like this, I am completely down.
Looks like it's going to be called Hotel Barcelona.
Is that what it's gonna be called?
It, reading in the headline.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I only read headlines, actual article, so everything I usually say is bullshit. But that sounds good.
It makes
Speaking of
me.
which, you're sort of frozen on my screen. I don't know if it's just me. Am I frozen on yours?
Nope.
Oh, weird. Okay.
I'm a
You're
little. I'm a little framey, but it's.
on my screen. This is how you've been for the last 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
But I've been checking on YouTube, so you've been. We
Yeah.
look good.
I'm a
So
little. I'm a little framey. I don't know.
okay, as long as it's not me, I don't care. Yeah. So in other
It
words,
says
I
I have
am
dropped 0 frames on OBS, so we should be good. So.
okay.
Well, cool. Yeah, keep an eye out for Hotel Barcelona. Yeah,
What is your good mix game that you like?
I think Chrono Trigger's a good one because it had the Dragon Ball guy and the Final Fantasy guy, and
Oh, did it?
yeah, dude, that was yeah,
Oh,
Toriyama, and
well, that
it
explains a
was
lot.
like there's a third guy too, Dragon Quest. Yeah, it was the Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, and Dragon Ball guys that put that together.
Oh, wow.
Um,
And I still can get into it.
some
Check that out.
so that certainly is one. I might have an easier time like with music stuff. I suppose. I don't know video game developers from a mashup perspective that well. I really loved what the Crypto the Necrodancer people did with Zelda recently. Um,
Yeah, there's a good example there.
you
It's
know,
just cool when you're like, how random.
well, I like the kind of fraternity of indie developers. So you see, World of Goo showing up in Super Meat Boy, and Shovel Knight
I
showing up in
love
lots of
that
places.
stuff.
So Bandage
Super
Girl
Meat
showing
Boy.
up in places. So
Yeah, Super Meat Boy shows up a lot in Retro City Rampage too,
oh, there you go. Okay, we can talk about.
and Captain Commando does as well.
I haven't seen that. I haven't gotten that far yet. So that's cool. So but old, I liked to borrow Disney. I really liked Disney and Capcom. Um,
Oh, like Ducktales and all that jazz.
yeah. So but
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a team up or whatnot because that's more of like,
it is. I would say.
but nothing that I could point to that would be like similar to Del Toro and Kojima getting together, something like that.
God, I wish PT was real. Oh, It hurts my soul every single time I look at it on my screen.
Dude, it's an unlockable in Death Stranding. You gotta pee. You gotta
God.
pee on enough bushes, and you'll hear the baby crying, and you'll know you're on the right path.
Ugh, I don't know about this Stranding.
It's not for me. I've never played a Kojima game, but I'm very excited for that game to come out because I really enjoy a lot of video game podcasts. So I'm
Yeah,
excited to hear the discussion about it.
yeah.
And before we do get to the IGN thing, I do want to mention one quick thing. Speaking of upcoming games and being excited to talk about them, dude, out of nowhere, I'm super excited to play Outer Worlds.
I've heard a lot about that today. Did that just come out?
No, it comes out Friday.
Okay,
It's by the people that did Fallout New Vegas, so it's a Fallout style game, but it's
okay,
not by Bethesda.
okay.
But
So it has a chance.
it's on and it's the New Vegas people, and I've heard lots of people say that's their favorite, and that was
New
by
Vegas? Yeah. Oh shit.
but
Sorry,
that
did I tell you what happened to me in New Vegas? Why I never beat that game?
no,
Don't lose your train of thought. I know I'm interrupting. I'm an asshole. I'm sorry.
it's gone.
In New Vegas, I was unlocking something on the wall, a vault or something, and guys came in and started shooting at me. And then I ran out of the room. But as I was running out of the room, I got killed. So it saved my death. So it kept loading my death whenever the game would restart.
That sucks.
So, oh, it sucked so much. And ever since then, now I learned how to autosave on multiple files. But at the time, I only saved on one. And New Vegas came out with horrible glitches and bugs, like
Yeah,
Bethesda games always do.
that
So I
wasn't a
never beat
Bethesda game. So here's what I was trying to say was Obsidian, the people that made New Vegas, are who made Outer
Obsidian.
Worlds.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to get out. But I have not played a New Vegas game or a Fallout game at all. I've never played really Skyrim or Oblivion or more. Have you gotten into any of those?
Oh yeah, I love the Fallout 3. That's probably my favorite Fallout game.
I feel like I hear that in New Vegas, and aren't those back to backs? Aren't those?
Yeah.
Uh,
So Fallout 3 came out, and I even downloaded the DLC, like the Pit and Alien and all that stuff on it, and I beat it 3 times, which is
Holy
surprising.
crap!
Yeah, and New Vegas I never beat because
Because
after that I was like, And then 4 came out, and that sucked. I hated it. It was too much to do. It was too overwhelming. Kind of reminded me like Fortnite, Minecraft. Well, Fortnite didn't exist, I don't think. Oh, it did. But it was too like customizable, like too much. I don't like having power armor. I like having nothing and working my way through it.
sure,
If you give me a power armor at the beginning, I'm gonna use the power armor all the time. Like, why wouldn't I?
yeah.
But I never got into Skyrim or any of that stuff.
I did have I bricked a game with a save in Ori in the Blind Forest and had to start over again. But that game is so good. I got over it real fast. I adore
Ori,
that
yeah.
game.
I have that on PC. That's why I haven't played it yet.
I am. It might run on your computer. It's not a real demanding game.
No, I mean I don't play PC games.
Yeah, but you have a PC that could
Yep.
play it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Your point? What are
Okay.
you trying to say here?
I'm moving
Ooh,
on.
I made my screen into split, so now I see both of us, and now you're perfect.
Okay.
This is white power now, apparently.
What now?
This has become like the national symbol for white power.
The OK symbol?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. Someone on 4chan's trolling you.
Yeah. No, not me. The news. I know it's.
Oh, that's silly. Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Ooh, easy. You don't want to get flagged on YouTube.
We're demonetized. It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's right. So sorry. What is Outer Worlds? Is it like No Man's Sky? Sounds like it.
No, it's Fallout in space.
All right. They had that. It was called something. I don't remember what the DLC was called.
Well, it's supposed to be fucking great. So I'm excited. The reason I'm going to play is because it's in Games Pass. I've never played a Fallout game or an Elder Scrolls game, but because this is part of Games Pass, I'm actually kind of eager to try it. And I was listening to the Giant Bomb guys talk about it, and it was awesome. The conversation, like to the point where I said, "Okay, I'm sold. I'm gonna skip through this conversation until they're done talking about it and play it." I've got it pre-installed on my PC and on my Xbox.
So is it like an 80-hour plus game? It sounds like like open world.
Here's what has me real excited.
Hmm.
Like mid-20s to play the game at a leisure pace. Into the 30s
Okay.
to really. So it seems
Complete
to
it.
be. I don't want to use the word complete it, but let's say do almost everything kind of a thing.
All right.
Um,
That's a
and they said
good size.
if you straight mainline it, the developers think like 15 hours.
That's
Um,
fair.
so that's awesome. Another thing, because I don't like big 80-hour games. If I'm playing a game for 80 hours, it's extremely repetitive, like Rocket League or something.
Yeah, I used to want open-ended games like that, like Prototype and Infamous and all that, GTA. Now I can't stand them. I don't want open sandbox anymore. I want a straight story. Finish it.
Welcome. I know I'm paying you to tell me the story. I don't like making my
Yeah.
own fun. I'll do something. If I have to make my own fun, I'm not playing a video game.
Yeah.
I'll play guitar. I'll go golfing. I
Yeah.
will. I'm not playing a video game to make my own fun. I hate.
Yeah.
So now some people are wired the other way and love open world, and more power to them. But for
Well, I
me,
used to
it's a turn off for me.
when I was a teen because I didn't have money, so I got more bang for your buck for $60 for a game that's 200 hours of gameplay, even though it's just driving around. I'm in. Now I don't have time, but I have money.
Right?
So
So
now,
yeah.
like, I just want a 8-hour game. I'm in.
Oh man,
Out.
8 to 10 hours is my
Beautiful.
favorite.
Yeah.
Because
First thing I do is go online, how long to beat that
I
website.
go to that site all the time.
And I'm like, 16 hours? That's awesome. That's not even with 100%. That's
Yeah,
great. I can do this.
no, I'm 100% with you there, man. It's a selling point. I don't mind. I'll pay $60 for a good 8 hour game. Sign me up.
Yep.
Let's do this.
Absolutely.
So, all right, man. I guess it's time to start digging into some of the IGN top 10. We are already at an hour into the podcast, so we're not as swift as we were expecting to be. But
Yeah.
I like to talk about this a bit and see.
Sure.
I don't know. Do you want to talk about any of the things that jumped out to you before we? Like, were there any you were happy to see on here?
Well, I was surprised to see Final Fantasy VII at number 96.
Yeah, that was lower than I was expecting.
Yeah, that was way lower than I was expecting because like Undertale beat it, which I think Undertale should have been higher on the list, but that's just me. But I mean, it's all opinion based, right? So it's hard to pick out. I just have about the top 10 because everything from 100 to 10, like who cares?
Like, Contra made it. That made me feel good. Like, oh yeah, my boys, they made it.
Like Silent Hill 2 is 59 and Yoshi's Island is 60. Get the fuck
Yeah,
out of
see
here.
the Yoshi's Island, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
That one stood out to me. I don't know. It just Suikoden 2 was one that I've heard a lot of people like Game Dave, and I know Dustin's talked about it. That was cool to see on there.
Like Miss Pac-Man number 46. Get out of here. What are you doing?
No, that needs to
Oh,
be
47.
higher. That needs to be higher. That's a top 20 game.
It's like, why bother?
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is on here. What do you mean why bother? You really don't like Miss Pac-Man?
Why not just Pac-Man?
Huh?
Just Pac-Man.
Because Miss Pac-Man's way better than Pac-Man.
Is it though? I like Pac-Man more.
It's only the Miss Pac-Man has like more variety though.
I think that's why I like Pac-Man more. It goes back to that
You
8
just like
hour
the
thing.
you just
I
like the
need
one
structure.
Yeah, that is a totally different argument. Because this is
Alright.
if unless you only like to play and die on one screen of Pac-Man, because there's different stages in Miss Pac-Man.
I know, and that's why I like Pac-Man. I played Pac-Man a lot as a kid, so I have
Okay.
soft spot in my heart, especially after the new adventure of
The,
Pac-Man.
the,
for Sega
truth, the
Genesis.
truth the truth comes out.
Oh yeah, I'm completely biased. No problem.
I thought Donkey Kong making 65, just OG Donkey Kong, I was happy to see that on the list. Something about IGN, I just feel like they're gonna go with a lot of blockbusters, like best movies of all time. Like they're gonna have a bunch of Marvel movies on it, you know.
And they didn't, surprisingly though.
They didn't do it as much as I thought.
Yeah.
So I mean, those are some of the ones that kind of stood out to me. I was really happy that Contra made it. Now, Rise of the Tomb Raider, I thought was really interesting because I liked of the reboots. I liked the 2013 one a little more than Rise. But I did install the Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Is that the second one of the remake?
Of the reboots,
okay.
yeah.
I have that. I just haven't played it.
I liked it. It's good. I liked the first one a little better. And I just got the third one installed because it's on Games Pass.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I'm in love with Games Pass, dude.
I want Game Pass so badly.
It's awesome. Batman Arkham City made it on here. I was glad one of the Arkham games did. I like the first one better. I like Asylum more.
Oh, that's a toughie. They're both really good.
I liked all four of them, honestly.
Yeah, no, I did too.
I didn't care for the first. I thought Origin was slow to start, but eventually, once I got some of the upgrades, it really picked up. And the last few things
I even bought the 3DS game for that.
So, something Gate?
Black Gate?
Yeah,
I have
piece
that.
of trash.
I gotta play it again. It's like Metroidvania.
It was I hated it.
I should give it a shot again. Because I remember playing on my old 3DS. Because I remember I'm playing through all my games again. That was a big one. So I should play it again. It's on my list.
Earthbound, get out of here. I'm surprised at Breath of the Wild is number 5.
Yeah, so let's get into the top 10.
Top 10.
So
do you hate the top 10 or do you like the top 10?
I don't know.
It's not my top 10, but
that's the thing. It's
nothing's offensive about it. There's nothing like they didn't put new Super Mario Brothers in there. Jeremy Parrish.
Yeah, that actually came up number 14 was Super Mario Brothers. Oh, new Super Mario Brothers. That was Jeremy Parrish who did that, right?
Yeah. I'm Polygon. Even though he's not normally a Polygon guy. Anyways,
So number 10 was Super Mario 64.
Good game.
I love that game. I love that game so much. And anytime I think about it or see a screenshot of it, I want to play it. But number 10 seems like a good spot for that.
Yeah.
Number 9, Red Dead Redemption. I haven't played it.
I've not played it.
I've heard about it.
Technically, I have. It was one of my first podcast memories, though. When we were first starting, I went over to Tony's, and he got it on his 360, and he had a projector set up. So he had a big 80-inch. Who knows how big he had it on his wall.
Yeah.
And I was blown away by how it looked. I could not believe that. I was just blown away because I remember at this time I wanted to just start a retro podcast. Yeah. So the new stuff to me was just blowing me away. I'm like, holy shit! How am I going to talk about that? But I've never played it.
I never got into Red Dead though. Yeah, I bought it and I tried. I started it 4 or 5 times. I even bought the Undead Nightmare pack and I never played that either.
I'm not a Rockstar guy.
I am. I'm just not a Western guy, I guess.
Half-Life 2 is number 8.
Number 8 is Half-Life 2. I would put that a lot lower. It's I spoke about Half-Life last time. I don't remember if we recorded it or not, but I feel like it was overrated.
I can understand that. I did not play it during the zeitgeist. It totally would have blown me away in 2004. But
yeah, maybe that's what it is. I put it on the orange box.
And I played it way after that. It was probably 2013 to 2015, somewhere in there that I played it because my brother recommended it. So
yeah. I don't know. It's okay there.
It's not a surprise to see
number
it.
7. Sorry?
It's just not a surprise to see it. Is I guess the only way.
Yeah, I guess. Number 7, Tetris.
Yes.
How do you feel about that on number 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good spot for it.
That's one of the best games that's ever been made.
Yeah. Easy. Everyone knows it. It's what sold the Gameboy. It's a great game. Number 6, Super Mario Brothers 3. Now that I'm biased here because Super Mario Brothers 3 is my favorite game of all time, so I would have put it higher.
Sure,
but that's me.
But deserves be up here. It's one of my favorites too.
Yeah, and it's disgusting how much I love this game and how much I will rebuy it. I buy Sonic the Hedgehog over. like mostly jokingly because I've done it so many times. But this game I love. I'll play that. Sonic the Hedgehog I won't play. I'll buy it and be like, hey.
Sure.
But I will buy Super Mario 3. Like I said, I bought Game Boy Advance. The first game I wanted was Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, some of my finest memories are tied to Super Mario 3, and it holds up well. It's still super fun to play. Like,
yes, it is.
it's actually it's pretty amazing to go back and play it now because it is unbelievable how well it still holds up. It's just as fun as it ever has been. I know that sounds like stupid and whatnot, but it's hard to describe it any other way.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cool.
And even when New Super Mario Bros. 2 came out, they came out with DLC for Super Mario Bros. 3 levels and New Super Mario Bros. 2 for DS. Oh, so good. I bought that in a heartbeat. Number 5, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I was surprised that came in number 5.
That's
Considered... I think
considered...
that game's a... Say what?
I would say our legs getting rough. I'm not surprised it's this high. It's like a darling.
Oh no, I thought it would be higher. I think this game's a masterpiece. It's one of the rare Zelda games I actually completed.
Oh yeah, I hate this
and
game right now.
I didn't want to. You hate it right now?
Yeah, I was really in love with it, and then I hit a lightning boss that I couldn't beat because I got to him too soon, and now it's just this weird grind fest, and I don't know what I'm doing. Like
you got to start over. Is what you
I have to start entirely over, and like I have a real. Like, I get a road rage feeling in my chest when I think about this game right now.
Yeah, that's how I feel with Resident Evil. We'll get there. So, that sucks. I remember I felt the way you felt. That's why I told myself I have to beat this game, or else I'm never gonna finish it, and it's gonna just sit there. Yeah. So I just did as much as I could. I didn't do all the caves and everything, and I beat it. And I was like, there, done. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. But I loved every second of it.
Yeah. So I need to figure out what I'm gonna do. Because I get like, it's really soured on me.
Yeah. No, I understand that. That sucks. Number 4, Super Metroid. That's
way higher than I would expect it to be, but
I would have switched this with Breath of the Wild. I get Super Metroid's a great game. I actually beat it on the Super.
So
oh, really? Yeah, I finished it for the first time this year when I got the SNES Classic, or last year, whenever I got that.
Okay.
And I beat it. And I had to look it up because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And you gotta tell me what I'm doing. I'm not that smart. But I get it. Everyone loves Metroid. That's cool. Number 3, Portal 2. I'm good with that. Because
I think it could go higher. It is one
really.
Portal. I look at Portal 1 and Portal 2 as kind of the same game. But Portal 2 is the one that I played them in reverse order, so I have more of an affinity for Portal 2.
But remember, this is the 100 best games of all time.
Yeah. Portal 2 is to me one of the most magical things I've ever experienced in video games.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I played it again this year on the 360.
Like it was the first time that mouse and keyboard controls made sense to me. It made me feel smart the whole time. I played all the way through it with Dustin, which was really fun. So the co-op worked in a really cool way.
Yes, it did. It was so much fun.
It tickled my mind in certain ways. Like, it made you think abstractly on working with somebody. It just was fucking awesome, dude.
And it was funny, beautiful story, great graphics.
Yeah. Songs.
I always thought Portal 3 was going to be on the moon because they shoot the moon at the end. And I thought that's kind of what they were hinting, because imagine all that without gravity.
Well, I think that's... yeah, and they just are...
But it's jerks. Valve, and and they're never going to do a 3.
But Portal 2, awesome. I was thrilled that a game I love this much made it this high.
Yeah. Number 2, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. I think that's a cop-out.
I've never beaten it. But I didn't have a Super Nintendo growing up, so I missed a lot of these. I've dabbled. I've gotten through the Dark World. I've played A Link Between Worlds twice over, but...
you did? I thought you grew up with it. Because I was a Sega kid. I was a Genesis kid. But Rooster was
I had a Sega. Kid. We had a Sega and I had an NES.
Yeah, me too. So I missed a lot of these games too growing up. So that's why I don't have such a soft spot for Super Mario World and Super Metroid and all that.
Yeah.
Because I had a Genesis.
I like 3 more than World when it comes to Super Mario's. And I like 2 more than World when it comes to Super Mario's.
I beat Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past when it was released on the Wii. Virtual Console. That's the first time I actually owned it,
Okay.
and I beat it.
And depending on the day, like I'm like, God, I think I'd rather take my Sega Genesis over my Super Nintendo. Um, when I look at the whole library, there's just so many games that I love because I grew up playing Sega, and there's a
Yeah, the
lot of games on
Ooze, Haunting, Comic Zone, Veteran.
and there's a lot of
Bro,
Super Nintendo
Genesis.
games where I'm like, I don't know if I like this as much as I thought I would have.
No, that's fair.
I love the Super
I'm in the same
Nintendo,
boat.
but so I miss a lot of these. I own
See,
this card.
but I dabbled after when I was able to like find a way to play these games.
Sure, yeah.
I jumped at the chance.
That was
Shit,
me
man, we're
with Chrono.
Genesis
That was me
bros.
with Chrono Trigger. I was, well out of college and stuff before I ever tried it. That was a RetroWare TV thing that got me to give it a go. And then number one,
I'll let you take it.
Super Mario World. I
Silence.
well, I don't. I wouldn't necessarily argue against it. It's not what I would put number one.
Yeah,
It was,
but I feel like it's always number one in these games, these lists.
sure. I will say that it like
Okay, that's a good song.
there's things around Super Mario World though that are really important to me. I really enjoyed drawing all the artwork from it when I was a kid.
Like tracing it?
No, just like looking at it and drawing it.
Look at you.
Come on, it's not. I could do it from memory. I'd have to look at it, but then the way that I don't even know how to describe the sound. There was like kind of like a bonk sound when related to Yoshi, like jumping on or off him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like you would hear that similar sample in like R&B hits and like pop songs in the early 90s, like R&B
I know exactly
stuff.
which one you're talking about. There's this song.
But either way,
What is it?
so then also it was the first game that I remember wanting to go to the store for just so I could play it at the demo station.
Yeah.
So I have all of these things around Super Mario World that are really important to me, but actually playing the game isn't.
Yeah. You like the culture more, it sounds like.
Yeah, so I never have an issue with it like being number one. I totally understand the arguments, and I think probably objectively, if you were to do a blind test and you looked at everything on paper, you'd probably pick Super Mario World. It had more varying levels, and Yoshi and the cape was really interesting, but I'd rather play 3, I guess.
Well, I remember when Rooster, my old co-host, told me that he beat Super Mario World to the point that everything became like Halloween, like fall.
Okay.
And I thought he was full of shit for multiple years because he's a compulsive liar. Until the internet came out and he showed me a YouTube video of this actual thing that exists.
I have not heard of that. That's cool.
And even my wife, who doesn't play video games often, did grow up with Super Mario World, and she even said, "Yeah, that's real." It's like if you beat the game, I don't know what the requirements are, but if you beat it, like at the Star World or something, you get to play, how in Super Mario 1 when you beat the game, you play it again, except instead of Koopa Troopas, it's a Black Shells.
Yes.
It's kind of like that, where now everything has like a weird fall Halloween environment.
Weird.
Like the Goombas have Mario heads on them. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
I
look
never
that
heard
up.
anyone talk about this. Yeah, and when he told me, I was like, "You're shit." Same thing when he told me about like the Earthworm Jim. It was a game. I forget what game it was, but if you press the buttons, you'll see like Sonic's shoe and Earthworm Jim's gun. I forget what game it was, and I always, for the longest time, I'm like, "Oh, you're full of shit." Like you won't have a Sonic shoe in a Nintendo game, and it's true. I don't remember what game it was though, but if I find it, I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah, I guess the last thing I do want to mention, Chrono Trigger and Portal were next to each other in 18 and 17. So I was pumped to see Portal well represented here, and Contra, so I feel good. And also, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, I think that was the only Castlevania game to show up on here, which is a little surprising to me. Maybe not, but Symphony of the Night not cracking the top 10, maybe a little surprising.
Well, Symphony of the Night's the only, like, I don't want to say the only, but the Castlevania game that everyone loves. Like, everyone's just in agreement.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's probably the closest one to that parody. So cool. Let's talk about what we've been playing, and then get to some of Dumbass's comments, and we're gonna call it a show. So Kevin.
It was Donkey Kong. Sorry, the Donkey Kong game is the game that has Earthworm Jim's gun and a shoe, Sonic's shoe. Cranky's Video Game Heroes, it's called.
Oh, weird. That's cool.
Yeah, Cranky's Kong Video Game Hero Challenge result. In the bottom right corner, Earthworm Jim's ray gun can be seen along with Sonic's shoes. Right? Isn't that weird?
That's very weird.
So Rui wasn't lying, even though he's a compulsive liar.
Well, that's how he keeps you on the toes.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you gotta disguise it. So, you've been playing some Resident Evil?
Yes. So, I've been playing Resident Evil, the S specifically, the rebirth mode. There's a couple of things I hate about this game. Specifically, the rebirth mode is the DS modes on it. Now, I forgot to mention this last week. I said, or the week before that, I was saying how there's a blood, like the blood is green in the game. Mm-hmm. There is an option menu where you can change to blood red.
Yeah.
So everything's back to red.
Mike, hold on, Mike. What is up, dude? Mike T from Cartoon Retrocast, stopping by to say, hey, what's up, dude? It's been a long time. It's good to see you.
What's up?
I saw you playing Monster World the other day when I was logging in to play some Rocket League with you. I'm good, man. So I hope you are too. It's awesome. Yeah. Miss hearing you guys chatter. So, yeah. Go listen to old, I don't know. I'm sure that's still available. The old Cartoon Retrocast. Did you ever give them a try, Kevin? That's to try to play on the spot. The Cartoon Retrocast?
No, but I remember he was on the show once or twice, right?
Yeah, Mike's been on here, yeah. You would really adore their show, man, I think. So,
Heart. Kid's
taking up all of his time. So
no, I know. I hear you, brother.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
How old is this kid?
He's got 2. His boy's probably
2. Forget it. He wins.
Boy's probably 7 or 8, I'd guess, maybe, and daughters, I don't know, maybe like 3, 4, something like that. So like right in the thick of kids going crazy. Oh, I saw 7 and 5. I was close. You're saw the thing that you had on Instagram. Your daughter talking shit about you or making fun of you. She's got you pegged pretty well.
Oh yeah. She's good.
She's like, I'm Dad. I like Simpsons and scary things and video games.
Yeah.
And I chased her, and she chases me like a zombie. I'm like,
yeah,
that's funny. Like, she's got
kids are the best.
Little attitude. That's funny.
7 and 5, man. Good for you. And you're still awake, man. Good for you.
Well, he's in out in Mountain Time Zone. He's like in New Mexico, so he's cheating. He's out there with that blue meth. So yeah, man. What you been playing, Mike? Tell us. I'd like to talk about it. Okay, so Resident Evil, you turn the red blood on.
Oh yeah. So Resident Evil, yes. I play Resident Evil multiple times, and this is the DS version with the rebirth mode, which has a lot of DS bullshit in it. So at one point, there's a character who's dying, and you got to give him CPR, and the screen comes on, and I start tapping at the bottom screen, not realizing that they want me to actually physically blow on the screen to give him CPR. So he died. And I was like, oh, I'm supposed to blow on the screen. But there are sections in the game that the game goes into a first-person mode, and you got to swipe at zombies that are coming towards you. Zombies, hunters, dogs, what have you. Now, this sounds like fun. Unless you're where I am right now, where I have absolutely no idea what I'm supposed to be doing in the game, because every walkthrough sucks. And I have no herb, nothing. And every time I leave the room I'm in, I go to first-person mode. So I got to fight like 2 zombies, a dog, and a hunter, and another zombie. And you got to be so precise with the swipes to kill them in one shot, or else they'll puke on you and you'll die. And that's where I am right now. And what pisses me off is that if I was playing the classic mode, once I clear a room, the room's cleared. They're never coming back. This room has been cleared already. It's just that they throw this bullshit DS stupid touchscreen part into the game.
Didn't the original Zelda on the Famicom do Mike stuff like that? Like, isn't the thing that used the whistle to shrink the pole or whatever it's called? I forget it.
On the Famicom?
Yeah, like on like one of the controllers. So
I don't know.
Like one of the bosses, you would yell at the microphone, and it would act the way that the whistle did for us
Oh.
to like shrink the. So that when it says like doesn't. So there's a hint in the game that translates better if there actually is a microphone. It's like
Oh
doesn't
no,
like
I
loud
never heard of
noises,
that.
so it wants you to make the loud noise yell. So I mean,
So
this
is it like
so
go
this is
into it?
yeah. So this has happened. Pole's voice, yeah. See, Mike's got me. Yeah,
No,
you hadn't heard of that?
no.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
There's
know
a
the Famicom had a microphone on it.
it's like on the second controller. I think it's on just a second controller or something like
Huh.
that. It's weird.
No, no idea. I just know that it blows. Ah, fun.
Very well
I didn't
done.
mean to. Dustin, that's for you. Um, but yeah, I just know that honestly, I hate the DS bullshit stuff that they put in there, and I wish I didn't choose it, and I wish I didn't start this game because I hate it, and I want to be done with it. Remember, this is not the Resident Evil Classic; it's the Rebirth mode on DS that I hate,
Yeah.
and I regret it, and I want to finish it, and it's like a 5-hour game that's taking me 10 hours, and I can't beat this fucking room because of the stupid DS buttons, the touch screen. It sucks.
Got to move on.
I got so mad that I bit my freaking DS thing. Look at it. I bit it. I was so angry. I was like, oh, I just can't beat this level. Now it's all warped. Look at it. What's going on
It
here?
does. Just say your dog got it. I know you don't have a dog.
Sucks. No, I don't. I have a cat named Pickle. He's delightful. I also played the Friday the 13th game. I don't know how I feel about it. I thought I loved it, but then I got kind of bored with it.
That sounds like all the reviews I've heard.
Yeah. At first I was like, oh, this is wicked. I get to play as Jason, I get to play the counselor, and now I'm like, oh, geez, I don't know what to. I wish they added more, but they're not going to add more. So the game, because it got sued or something by the creator of Friday the 13th, so they stopped all support for the game.
Yeah, that sucks.
They had to. But it was $10.
It's almost still making some money. Jason. It just showed up in the Xbox Games with Gold as well.
Yeah, so for free. So
giving it away.
And the last game I played was I never knew how to pronounce this. Is it Medieval or Medieval? I always called it Medieval.
Yeah.
So that this is the game that it was one of my first PlayStation 1 games. It came on a demo disc number 8 to be precise.
Okay.
And I remember playing it, and I remember being scared of it because of the zombies. Okay. It was like I never saw anything like it before, right? And I never owned it, and then I got it for free on PlayStation Plus, and then I lost it because I lost PlayStation Plus. So then I bought it again on the PSP, Medieval Resurrection, and I never played it. And now it's coming with a HD version of the original game. And I played the demo, and I'm like, it's exactly what I expected. I don't like this. I think I like the game, but I never did. I never got any further than the graveyard level because I never liked the controls and the checkpoints.
Okay.
But if you do plan to buy this game, play the demo. It unlocks a free helmet. I didn't know that.
Okay.
So you get a helmet, and then it brings you to the PlayStation Store, and you download it. So when the game does come out, you have a free helmet. I don't know what it does, but you get a reward for playing the demo.
That's cool.
And then I saw that IGN reviewed it and gave it a 6.5. I've been seeing 2 out of 5s and 3. Like it's pretty average because the game is pretty average.
Yeah.
And I forget his name. He's a cool design. He was in PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale. But the game has always just been kind of meh. Even part 2 was meh. It's a game I want to love and I can't, and I don't know why. And I'll buy it for 20 because I'm
it's a 6. I've heard it talked about, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, it's like the Spyro and Crash Bandicoot games came out on HD, and they were fantastic because the original games were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
This game has always been meh, and now it looks prettier, but now it's like a prettier meh. So I'm like, yeah, it's the same game. The game was always bland. So whatever. Anyways, that's all the games I've been playing this week.
Cool. I tried Retro City Undercover DX for the first time. I've owned it for a long time.
Undercover or Rampage?
What's on the Vita.
Oh, I didn't know there were 2 of them.
I didn't know there were 2 of them either.
Oh, this is awkward.
Well, one of them, I thought, no. There was the This Is Illegal game. Because it had too many Nintendo stuff in it. That might have been Rampage. No, okay, I am playing Rampage. I don't know why I have Undercover in there. I'm playing Retro City Rampage DX. I'm sorry.
Okay, I thought so.
So that's what I'm playing.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
So it was weird because the day that I started it, the game boots up and it's like, it's October 18th and year 20XX. And I'm like, right now is October 18th, 20XX. Holy shit, that's cool.
Yeah.
So then a couple of days later, it was Back to the Future Day, October 21st. And
2015.
When I was playing that, like on that day is when a bunch of Back to the Future references were hitting. Like I'm getting in a DeLorean, I'm running stuff for Doc. So it was like, man, this game does have all that charm that everybody was talking about. And
It does, yep.
And I remember the original one, like people being like, there's no way this will get released. And I feel like it was Hugh on the Retro League maybe. But somebody had said, I can't believe, like, even though they went through and they scooped a lot of stuff out and changed the music and whatnot, that they can't believe how much they still got away with. And that's how I'm feeling. I can't believe. It's awesome. It's very cool.
Yeah.
I was really, really loving it until there was this, like, kart racing thing where I had
that happens.
I had a car that I had to race around the city, and it was bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, no, there's a lot of... I beat this game 4 times. I bought it on 3DS, Vita, iPhone, and I played it on PS4.
Okay.
Or PS3. Sorry, one or the other. And I loved it. I tried to get an interview with the guy who created the game because I think he's Canadian. I think he's from Vancouver.
Okay.
Because one of the characters in the game is PJ Fresh Phil. Now, I don't know if you remember who that is from YTV. They used to have the PJs. No. Anyways, PJ Phil used to be one of the PJs, as they're called. It's for like YTV. He used to like introduce the next show, and they put him in the game. So I thought that was really cool.
We didn't have YTV. What's YTV?
It's young television. It's how do I put it?
Was it like you can't do that on television? That was
no, it was a network. It was a network.
Like
for
kids,
WB like a family channel, sort of. Yeah, because we didn't have WB.
Afternoons on PBS. You guys don't have that either.
No,
it's like a family channel. Ghost Rider.
Yes, I had Are You Afraid of Dark and Goosebumps on it. I had Sticking Around, Beast Wars, and all that, or we called it Beasties.
Yeah, maybe. I think we had one called UPN or something like that. A little older than most Nickelodeon, but still pretty close to. I know the vibe you're talking about.
You guys had Beast Wars, by the way. We had Beasties because we didn't want to have the word war in our title for kids.
What was Beast Wars?
The Transformers, but they were animals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was like Beast Wars in America, and in Canada it was Beasties because we're lame. Anyways, so they had a lot of cool, because the guy, I think he is from Vancouver. He actually based that landscape from Vancouver.
Okay.
I could be making this all up, but I wouldn't make that up. It's too precise to be made up. Anyways, so there's a lot of cool references and parodies in there, which you probably came across some.
Yeah.
There are a lot of bullshit levels. And I'm just gonna mention this one thing. I don't want to ruin it for you though. You'll know when you get there.
Okay. Well,
it involves a box. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say what it is, but when you get there, you're gonna be like, "This is bullshit." I'm gonna message Kevin right now and say, "Is this what you're talking about?" And yeah, it is.
All right, we'll see if we get there then.
Is this your first time playing this?
Yeah. It runs good on the Vita.
It does. Yeah.
I fired up Bastion on the Vita. I was just trying to play the Vita a little bit. It had some frame rate problems. Kind of chugged along a little bit, so I stopped playing Bastion on the Vita. Do you have the
Bastion? Yeah, I have that on the Vita too.
Do you have the first version? Speaking of Mike is who got me this Vita. He found a great deal on a Walking Dead Vita.
Ooh.
It's just like the Walking Dead box, but the
wait, the one that says Dead Alive inside, or whatever?
If that's what the box says, I don't know. It's just a plain normal Vita. The Vita is not branded Walking Dead. But it's the first generation one. It's got the OLED screen.
Okay, yeah, I have the first generation Vita too.
Yeah, I really, it's cool. Also, you and I played some more Rocket League. We had what?
Sorry, before you go on, I was gonna say for Retro City Rampage, did you know they came out
with what?
Retro City Rampage.
No, you didn't know it, but you bleeped. You cut it at a weird second. It sounded like you said, "Do I know about both of them?"
No, there's a sequel to Retro City Rampage that just came out, I think, this year.
No, I
called
didn't.
Shakedown Hawaii.
Oh, that's cool. I had no idea.
Yeah, same idea except 16-bit graphics this time instead of 8-bit.
Okay. Is it good?
Have you ever played with the settings, the video settings in there?
On Retro
The
City
filters?
Undercover or
Yeah.
Rampage? No.
Oh, do that, dude. You could change it to like Mega Drive graphics. You could change it to Commodore graphics, ColecoVision, Atari.
Okay.
There's Virtual Boy. The whole game is in red and black. There's
Hmm.
filters. There's different screens. Oh, have fun with that. I every time I played it, I tried a different setting.
Interesting. No, I had no idea.
Yeah, play with that.
Cool.
And sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You and I have been playing Rocket League.
Yes.
Or a little bit. We played last night.
Yeah.
And won a lot. You got really good, man.
I've been practicing. I play every night, 3 rounds. I've been working on my aerial kicks.
Yeah.
And then I got a bag of chips and I fucked everything up because
you fell off the cliff. I was like, is he drinking?
No, I got up to get chips and I came back and maybe I was sitting incorrectly or something happened.
But you went from like being Johnny on the spot to whiffing everything out of nowhere. And I'm like, what's going on?
I lost my groove.
Don't worry, Stella. We'll get it back.
I usually do 3 good rounds and then crap. I do crap, 3 good rounds, crap. That's usually how I play.
But
I don't know why.
We've got a good win rate. We'll continue we'll get to gold in no time for sure.
Did you get the Stranger Things stuff? I love that update.
No, but I've enjoyed playing in just the match, but I'm not buying any of the DLC.
Because it's free with all the candy corn stuff that you unlock.
Oh, I can never figure that stuff out. I don't even click on it.
If you go to the redeem, you can actually level up faster that way. You can actually use your candy corn if you don't care about the cosmetics.
I'm out. I'm out.
All right.
I'm not.
What the hell is trade mean? Everyone's asking me to trade.
Okay. What it means, I don't know how this works. Okay, I could not tell you how we can do this. But somewhere there's an inventory thing that you have, and you can select items. Yeah. And then somehow, like, you can give items. You can trade items with people. Like, you're like, I want to trade these, and you have to be on the same friends list. So you add each other as friends, and then, like, we can be like, I'm going to load up a bunch of purples, and we'll trade purple items.
Yeah, because people keep asking me to trade, and they ask me for friend requests, and I'm like, stop it. I don't want to talk to anyone. I want to do it myself.
Somehow you can trade items, and it's just about, like, hats and stuff.
All right, cool.
I've given Rocket League enough money, and they're... they still have a very toxic environment, so fuck them.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
I actually yelled at somebody the other day. I called him a big old baby because he stopped playing. He started being all angry at me, and he just kept going backwards. And then he joined the other team against me. So I said, "Teammate, you there?" And then he wrote back, "I'm tired of getting hit." So I
stop hitting him.
So I was like, "You big old baby girl, it's fine. Get the fuck out of here." I was so upset.
Well, did he try to forfeit and you wouldn't let him forfeit?
No, he didn't do anything. He just stopped. I thought he walked away, which is why I asked if he was there. Yeah. I understand. I have a kid. Sometimes I get up and stop playing. Oh, I was so upset. So I call him big old baby and I blocked his ass. So get out of here. You're so toxic, you piece of shit.
Yeah, there are a lot of like crybabies on Rocket League. It's irritating. And I've given them enough money. I bought it a couple times and I bought 2 of the DLC packs. I've probably given them $60 and change. So.
I want to buy the freaking Batmobile, but it's part of a DC pack, which I don't want to spend money on. I just want the 89 Batmobile. I don't want anything else.
The 89 one's in there? Oh, that's cool. I thought it was just that new like super skinny one. 89 was my favorite.
The Keaton one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in there, but it's part of a pack for like $7. I don't want the pack. I just want that.
Yeah.
I bought the Ghostbusters, so I'm good.
Yeah, my favorite's the Stay Puft after a goal. Yeah, like that's cool.
So good.
Also, I pre-purchased Luigi's Mansion. I'm definitely gonna get that game. I saw Johnny Millennium.
New one?
Yeah, the 3rd one for the Switch.
Oh, for a Switch, yeah.
Comes out on Halloween. Watched Happy Console Gamer. He was like, right out of the gate, he's like, I'm gonna do a no spoiler review. I think this is probably my favorite of the Luigi's Mansions. And I'm like, review off, I'm pre-ordering. I'm just waiting for someone whose taste I trust to give a review of it. And so because of that, I ended up with $6 worth of digital... No, not from just that purchase. I'm going to get 300 bonus coins or whatever
Oh, for my Nintendo.
for the Nintendo points or whatever.
Yeah.
But as of now, I ended up, because I had some already, like $5.93. So I also picked up Ukulele.
Oh, nice. The one that you're talking about
Yeah,
that you
the
wanted.
Impossible Lair. And
Yeah.
out of the gate, it's got very, very strong impressions. I love the music. The game feels great to play. It's just, so far, it's starting fantastic. But I am a little concerned because I watched most of the completionist video of it. And he talked about the Impossible Lair, like the final stage, being absolutely brutal. So
Yeah.
I'm not really looking forward to that, but we'll see.
Donkey Kong was brutal, so it sounds.
Yeah, Donkey Kong was brutal, and I got through that.
Yeah.
I got through Returns, and that was really fucking hard. So, and I got through it without on like the real mode, not the here are the bonus hearts mode that they added on the DS version.
The
So,
DS, yeah.
I think I should be able to get through it, but I felt like I wanted to pay $20 for that game, and it came out as $30. But with the coins, it was $25. So I thought, okay, why not? Here we go. We'll play this game. So far, strong impressions. I really like it.
Good.
And then I did have an Uncharted itch, and I got through 3 more chapters of Uncharted.
Nice.
So
Uncharted 4. Yeah, that's a great one.
So yeah, I am
I think there's 21 chapters, is it?
21 or 22, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm
that's
getting,
usually what it
getting
is.
there. So
Yeah.
I just met back up with the wife, so didn't expect to see her again. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I really enjoy that game, and once I'm done with that, then maybe I can get around to The Last of Us, because I really do want to. It's not even to play the second one. I really want to know what all this Last of Us stuff's about. I do really like Uncharted 4, and so it's worth digging into some more Naughty Dog, I think.
Yeah. No, they make good games.
So, okay, you got a question of the week that I want to get to, and then we'll get to some feedback and call it a show. This is a good question.
So, my question of the week. What is a game or style you remember being great, but going back, you realize wasn't that good? Now, Mike from, I don't know if he still does his, retro cartoon?
No, they stopped a couple years ago.
Oh, okay. I don't know if he wants to answer as well. Feel free. This is for any listeners who also want to answer, and email classicelite@gmail.com. You're more than welcome to, because I like hearing people's opinions. But yeah, a game you remember being great, but going back, you realize wasn't that good. You want to go first?
Yeah, for me, like RoboCop on the NES. And also, I don't remember hating the Lost Levels. I've talked about it before. I played an import version. Somehow, my buddy's mom...
On the NES?
Yeah, on the NES, our local video store had an import version that my friend's mom had to put down like a credit card as collateral, and it had like a ribbon to get it in and out. Like, it was a bizarre cart. It was probably all... It was the same... What was crazy is it was the... It had... No, it wasn't the Doki. The cover art looked like the Game Boy, the Mario Land from the Game Boy artwork.
The style, yeah.
Yeah, like from my memory, with all the way the characters were and stuff. And I don't remember hating it. And then I played Mario Lost Levels here like a year or so ago.
On All Stars?
No, on the real Famicom disc version.
Oh, right. They released on the Virtual Console.
No. I played the real Famicom disc version. Like...
Recently?
Yeah, like... This might be it. Which one's this? I don't know. Oh, I think this is Doki Doki Panic. But, like, I've got the Super Mario 2. It is... weird, because that turned into Super Mario 2, but that's not the game I'm talking about. It's trash. It's a horrible fucking game. It's a ROM hack. It's lazy. It's bad.
The purple mushroom and the bloopers flying in the sky?
That's not even that bad. It's the jumps. Oh, it's the worst. Oh, Mike has a good one. Little Nemo the Dream Master.
I never played Little Nemo.
Yeah, that one got a lot of advertising, at least. I remember seeing it a lot in the Nintendo Powers that I had.
Oops. Just punched my mic.
Mike says, okay, I was paying half attention when I heard Scott say Just met back up with the wife, and I was like, wait, what? Then I realized he was talking about Uncharted. Oh, yeah, no, I did not get married. That's funny. Yeah, what about you?
Sadly, it's arcade beat 'em ups.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
So when the Xbox 360 came out, the first arcade game I purchased
X-Men.
was Ninja Turtles, the arcade game.
Okay.
It was $5. That was the first game I bought. And my buddy, my brother, and I were all together. Shit, we haven't played this game since, and it's the arcade version. I've never ever owned this game ever. We always
Yeah.
had the NES version, and we all jumped in and we played, and we're all like, meh, because you have unlimited lives too. So
Exactly.
it's like,
That's
there's
the
no
problem.
challenge.
Is broken. Like
Yeah.
the NES. That's why Super Nintendo. I almost said Super Nintendo Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game on the NES, is unbelievable.
Because you have to be careful.
You have to be careful that you are allowed to use the super move without it taking health away.
Yeah.
The music's good. They added a level. They added 2 levels. Yeah, it's awesome.
But even then, after that was X-Men arcade. When that came with 360, same thing. We're like, nah. We actually got bored, like just hearing what is the Colossus? Whenever you chart, and then Simpsons Arcade, which is another game I really wanted to play, and we're just like, nah.
There's no stakes.
There's nothing, and there's a bar here in Toronto called Tilt, where you pay $5 at the door and you can play unlimited arcade games. It's an arcade bar, and Ninja Turtles is there, and me and 3 other friends were playing it, and we walked away from it because we're just like, meh. And I was like, what happened? Who am I? I'm just someone that you used to know that song. But yeah, so arcade beat 'em ups. I feel like
those are good. You need the stakes. Like, you'd only get 1 or 2 continues as a kid, so it mattered. And so you got a little taste of it, and that was it. And then once you realize that you could eat all the ice cream that you wanted, you realize, wow, I can actually get sick of it.
Yeah, and well, Mike says, I agree with TMNT. It's not fun. Beat 'em ups are not fun. They were fun, but as an adult, they still do look great. They look fantastic.
Yeah, they do look awesome. Like the Punisher
Simpsons
one
arcade
looks awesome.
Well, Ninja Turtles looks great. Like, it looks like the cartoon.
Absolutely.
It looks like the cartoon. The Simpsons game is so old. It was made in season 1 of The Simpsons, so they had like no characters yet, and it's so old. This is common knowledge now, but Marge, when she gets electrocuted, she has bunny ears in her hair.
Yeah.
Because the idea was for Marge to be a bunny, to reveal when she takes off her hair, she's going to be a bunny. Weird. That was the idea of The Simpsons. I know. They didn't know what the hell they were doing yet. But when she gets electrocuted, that idea is still there in her skeleton. I think that's
cool.
So cool.
That's a nice little, nugget. I like that. Cool. So, I've got some comments I want to read from our buddy Damez. Over the last couple of episodes. I just want to shout out again. Thanks, buddy. He did say check your Amazon balance. I went shopping, so thanks for that. He says, I'm like Scott here. He said, I need a Nintendo and whatever Nintendo has and a PC. I can give up the rest. Luckily, I'm balling, yo, so I can have the Oculus Rift and a PS4. And he's got an electric car. He's Canadian, so he's making all sorts of money. I wanted to say fake money, but I gotta stop making that joke. I do it every week. He says,
not wrong.
He says, I can explain how Microsoft can afford the Game Pass situation. He says they don't have to make any more new games. It's easy. If you only make 1 game or so per year, then the Games Pass is enough. I was just wondering how that economy worked out,
Oh, we're talking about like the Netflix style of how the hell they make it.
Yeah, because they have these like $100 million budgets and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I still don't understand it, even though he just said that.
I don't either, but I'm loving it right now while it lasts. So he also says the best Jason movie is Jason X Cyborg, Jason in Space.
It's good. No, it is good. It's entertaining as all hell, but it's I found out that they actually lost the license to say the Friday the 13th movie.
Okay.
Like the title Friday the 13th. That's why it's like the Final Friday, Jason Manhattan, Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, because they can't use that title Friday the 13th anywhere in there.
Oh, weird.
It's weird. I know the copyright thing is weird. Again, I could be making that up. I do lie a lot just for attention because I crave it. But that makes sense because half the movies in Friday the 13th series don't have the words Friday the 13th in them. Final Friday.
Yeah, I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, Jason X is so good when he freezes her face and just smashes it. He looks so good in it too. Have you seen that one? Oh, you haven't watched any of them, right?
Which one?
Jason X.
No, I've not seen it, but I've seen reviews of it, so I know what he looks like.
Yeah, he looks great. He looks so good. It looks like a wrestler.
That's the one that I thought, right? That's the one where it almost looks like the Mighty Ducks, like professional mask.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
So, also, Dumbass says Kevin will never be new daddy. Kevin is just Scott's friend.
That's true.
And then let's see here. Going back to last episode Dustin was on, we never got to cover this stuff, but it says Scott, Binding of Isaac. If you do decide to try it again, the best way is to actually use the D-pad and the face buttons. Don't use the analog sticks. It's very precise that way. The 4 buttons map to the up, down, left, and right, etc. He says, I find the analog way too sloppy. I played the way you described for over 1,200 hours so far, more to go. So he's like you, man. He loves Binding of Isaac.
Who's this?
Dumbass. Same.
Oh, nice.
Same buddy.
Yeah.
Are you? Do you play dual analog sticks when you play, or do you use...
No, I control Isaac with the dual stick, with the stick on the left hand, and I aim with the triangle, circle, X, square.
Okay, and he does D-pad and the other face buttons, where you do one analog and one face. So.
One analog because it's smooth. I find it smoother.
Yeah, I did only analog sticks.
Oh, I can't do that.
And he said it was.
That's like Geometry Wars. Yeah,
but Geometry Wars doesn't feel sloppy. This did feel sloppy to me. So that's.
Oh, no, that's what I mean. Geometry Wars works well with that control style because you don't have to be so precise. Where by Binding of Isaac, I feel like you do.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So he goes, "Hey, you bros! I just moved to a new home. I have a 500 square feet game room. That'd be great.
I don't have a 500 square feet bedroom."
He's like, it's going to be set up all nice when I'm done, and I'm going to do a game room tour so you guys see my crazy component switches and all my systems in action. It's going to be a ridiculous amount of systems and all banging with one CRT. So yeah, when you're done with that, man, definitely send us a link so we can promote that on the show.
Where is he?
He's in. He's the one I was telling you. That's in British Columbia. He's on the left coast.
Oh, okay. Just don't even send me a link. I'll just drive there and see the place. It's like a 6-hour drive from here, I think.
Plus 18.
Yeah.
Canada's a big fucking country. He goes, no, Scott never played Silent Hill. The last survival horror game I played was Resident Evil 2, and I was wondering if he had played Silent Hill. He played Resident Evil 2 when it first came out. He said, I'm not a huge fan of the genre since I've been so desensitized to it from watching so many horror movies as a young kid. I feel no emotions. He says, I did try the PT demo for the Oculus Rift in VR that some fans made. It was neat, but I got stuck. And then I'm having the weird interface thing where it's not showing his whole comment. So he got stuck. That sucks.
Ooh, PT with VR? Ugh.
It's intense, man.
Imagine that.
That's a lot. He also says, big news, me and my brothers. Oh, I talked to you about the Unicron Transformer thing that he backed. It cost like $1,000 Canadian.
Oh, yeah.
That thing's awesome. And he says the HD Retrovision adapter for the Genesis only works with the Super SD system 3 flash card solutions. That's a lot, not for base PC engine. Oh, because Dustin and I were wondering, because there were some HD Retrovision component items that would work with one of the PC engine or the TurboGrafx stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I think that's it. And then yeah, I think we covered all those other things. Just in case, I want to make... Zarek at one point said, I'll say it, the series of the few comics I still own were stolen when I was a kid. Thanos was an incel on a rampage. When we were talking about the real Thanos story.
Yeah.
Not the movie one, but his motivation.
With Mistress or whatever, Death or whatever
just like,
was?
he just was an emo teenage kid. Like,
he was trying to impress her
He was just
in the
trying to
comic.
impress a girl.
Yeah.
Lame.
Shit, I lost my Infinity War Gauntlet comic. I don't know where it went, but I remember buying it like 15 years ago. And
probably the
I
same
liked it.
scoundrel that stole it from Zarek.
Maybe. Yeah, because in the comic it's cool because he's like I knew about the snap and all that because I read the comic and but I remember with like Silver Surfer you can't destroy Silver Surfer, so what he kept doing was sending him further and further away. So by the time he comes back, half the people are dead. But yeah, they changed that for the better in the movie, I think.
I watched a video, comics explained thing that kind of walked me through all that. So,
Yeah,
anyways, yeah, shout out to our good buddy Zarek. Go check out his YouTube channel. He's still streaming. He's
here's a following.
got a big
It's like,
following now. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. He's a cool guy. He deserves it. And keep an eye out for stuff from our buddy Dumez as well for his game room tour. And again, we'll link that when that comes out. So. Yeah, I want to thank everybody very much for listening to this episode. Want to shout out to Ben Landis and thank him very much for letting us use his song Through the Forest as our intro music. And shout out to Cubby for letting us use his song Tidal Force off the album Sleet. Our RSS feed, I feel like I said that funny, is available at our website, classicleet.com. If you search for Classic L337 on any podcast app, you'll find us, except for Stitcher and Spotify. No, we're not on Spotify. I gotta reapply. They have a different process now. Hey, good to see you, Mike. Always a pleasure, man. Glad to hear you're still
thanks
doing
for
well.
joining, Mike.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's where we are. Social media. Our username is Classic Elite. So Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. If you want to be like Dumez and support the show, you can use our Amazon affiliate links in the description. We are so close to getting a check from Canada.
I can still contribute to that, can't I? As long as they don't know.
Yeah, but you're not an owner of the business.
I'm not.
So I'm sure that that's against terms of service. So
They don't care. Nobody cares. I'll fight them if I have to.
Okay, so be like Dumez. Be like Kevin used to be, and support us by buying stuff through our Amazon links.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be the show. I want to thank everybody very much for listening to episode 301 of the Classic Elite Podcast, and we'll see you next week for episode 302.
Bye. I still don't have a exit call.
Yeah, time. Alrighty, cool. All right, yeah, Mike, we're still there. Thanks again. Good seeing you, bud. I'm going to turn the stream off, and yeah, we'll see you guys later.